Okay, here we go.
Remember, no middle camera, so just address your
Right.
camera.
Hello. It's Rex on the radio, the Rex Show podcast, and we are checking out some local whiskey here in the Sacramento area. Actually, Rancho Cordova, the Barrel District,
Right.
and Gold River Distillery. Greg is here, and you brought some stuff to show us and maybe have a little tasting today.
Absolutely, and thanks for having us back, Rex. Today
great.
we brought some of our California bourbon,
Okay.
and then of course our American dry gin.
Right, and you just poured me some of the California bourbon
Sure did.
and the Wheelhouse glass,
Yes.
which is very, very nice.
Thank you.
And so I'm going to take a sip of that right here. And once again, I mean, when you think California, you don't really think bourbon.
Right.
You know, bourbon being made in California.
Yeah, a lot of people, we get the question all the time. Like, I thought bourbon had to come from Bourbon River,
Kentucky or whatever.
Kentucky,
Right.
and I think at some point in the past that was actually true, but a lot of the laws changed as far as the designation. So it has to be 51% or more corn in the
Okay.
grain bill, and then aged in brand new American white oak charred barrels, and then
Right.
anything aged longer than 2 years is can be deemed straight bourbon, right?
Okay.
And then your industry average for a 50 or 55 gallon barrel is aged 3 to 4 years.
Right. And we've been down to Greg's Tasting Room, Gold River Distillery in Rancho Cordova, and seen the barrels. I mean, there's a bunch of barrels there. And of course, there's different things in different barrels.
Right. Yeah. We use the barrels. Well, I didn't bring a bottle of our malted rice, but in the
Right.
barrels is bourbon, our malted rice, and there's one barrel hidden in there that's still got that rum I keep talking about. You know,
Right,
so I
right,
gotta,
yeah.
I still have not gotten on the ball since our last time
Oh,
we
really?
spoke.
The
Yeah,
last time
no,
we were
I
there?
need,
Oh, my
keep,
God.
I keep messing that up.
Right.
So.
Well, see, I've been saying things on social media like, get ready for the rum this holiday season at Gold River Distillery. So you're going to have like people coming down and go, where's the rum? Where's the
And then
rum?
I'll say, well, but we have bourbon. So, you can try this.
Little
and-
cross-sell,
Yeah.
a little,
No, keep saying that.
Okay.
I swear the rum is coming. We only did one barrel, but we're getting more supplies to do more. Because I like the way it came out.
Right.
And so I think it's going to translate well. It's very light. It's very smooth.
Right.
It's got just the right amount of spice. As far as I'm concerned, it's all opinions, but we're probably going to be making more, so we'll have more by next year, and then this barrel will come out as soon as I get my acting gig. Yeah. So
there you go. Well, we'll keep the pressure on.
Yeah,
That's what
please
we'll
do. Please
You
do.
know, the thing I always think that's interesting is you guys make bourbon, you make whiskey, you make vodka, you make gin,
Yeah.
and a couple other beverages. How many beverages do you guys make in total at your place?
right now we've got we have 7. I always have to count them on my hands, right? So we've got vodka, gin, absinthe, bourbon, the malted rice whiskey, seasonal applejack, and then we do have a corn whiskey that's there. I don't put that out right now,
Sure.
only because I need to get more of the little oak spirals that when you buy a bottle, you're supposed to take it home and drop these little oak spirals
yeah,
in
I've
there.
seen those.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
it turns into a
Right.
whiskey. It's the same grain bill as our bourbon,
Okay.
but it's clear. It's unaged, and so it's interesting to taste the difference between the corn whiskey and then the bourbon, right? And so you can see that what the barrel actually does to the spirit. But we do have some,
Right,
and
right.
and we'll be making a little bit more here in the next month, just so we can have it in time for Christmas.
Right. Now, what you guys make, does that change seasonally? Like winter, you make this, and summer, you make this, or does it pretty much stay the same throughout the year?
We try to keep up with demand for the bourbon, the malted rice whiskey, gin, vodka, absinthe. We
Right.
make year round. The only thing that's really seasonal is the applejack, and that's because we have
My
to get
favorite.
the apples. Yeah, we got to get the
My
apples from up the
favorite.
hill, and
Yeah.
those are coming to us soon, and so we're going to get ready to make more of that so we can have it ready to go by next September.
And can you explain to everybody what Applejack is?
Ooh, loaded question here. So Applejack is essentially it's an apple brandy, right? But Applejack is its own designation as far as the name goes.
Okay.
But it's distilled from apples.
Okay.
It's 100% apples. We don't
Right.
add any grains or anything to it.
Okay.
It's double distilled, and we ferment the apple juice in our distillery, and then we distill that. and put it into bourbon barrels.
Right.
And we let it age for around a year and a half,
Oh,
2 years.
that
yeah.
long, huh?
Yeah.
Wow,
So
I didn't know that.
It depends on the age of the. If the barrel's brand new, it's probably going to be done in about a year.
Okay.
But the last batch, the batch we have in there right now, has been in barrels for 2 years, and they were used bourbon barrels, and we actually really like the way that came out. More of the apple. Flavor came through this time, and it's a little bit lighter. Yeah, so we're really proud of the Applejack that we just released not that long ago.
Yeah,
and so we have a couple barrels of that left to bottle, but that'll last us probably till maybe just after Christmas, or maybe it depends. I mean, that kind of goes back to when's the tasting room opening again, right?
Right.
So, which is a whole other topic of discussion. You know.
Yeah, we'll know. When we know, we'll let you know.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of it. I mean, you can still buy it online, and but you got to come to the distillery and like give the secret knock on the door, and
that's the
come
way that
out.
works,
And that's the way it's working right now.
Right.
But as soon as the tasting room opens up again, anybody who has already reserved a tasting or a private tasting.
Right.
All of that will open back up again.
Right. And then that's mostly Friday, Saturday, Sundays, right?
Mostly Friday, Saturday, Sundays, all other days by appointment.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. And the great thing is you can go to the website and order anything that Gold River Distillery has, I guess you would say, in stock.
Yes.
That's available
Yeah.
right now.
I think all of our spirits are there, including whatever hand sanitizer we have left. You can buy it online. The orders come to our email.
Right.
And then you can always email us and say, hey, can I come get my order today?
Right.
Otherwise, if you want to wait until Friday, Saturday, or Sunday during official public hours, even though the tasting room's not open, but you can come on any of those days, and we'll have your order ready to go.
And that's the mystery honk 3 times.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. And
but it's short honks. Beep, 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 beep.
Just real short
and
honks.
And then they know.
Right.
They know you're there.
Yep.
No.
Pull right up to the door. 3 short honks, and then we'll come running out with your order. Yeah.
It feels like I'm here for the whiskey.
Right. I know it feels so old timey, kind of like a speakeasy-ish right now.
Yeah.
It's kind of, should I be here? Should I not be here? Are you open? No. Can I get something anyway? It's weird times.
I'll get you later, cop.
Yeah, right, yeah. Not gonna get me, see? Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think of my wise guy? So I mean it's a real weird time for everybody and everything, and now it's like from day to day, which has been the whole thing, is day to day. We really don't know how the rules are changing, what's going to be next. Hey, it's going to be okay to go into the tasting room. Well, it might be.
Right. Well, yeah, and that's the thing. I know we were talking about this, before we got started, but I think there's a lot of, not necessarily on our part, but in our industry, specifically the alcohol and spirits industry, there's a lot of, in California and across the states, there's a little bit of confusion, a little bit of frustration that things can't be open all the way, and I think, I think our current California administration is trying to do the best they can to keep everyone safe with what they have. And I think you talk to some people that are out there, and they're like, well, wait a minute, I can get a massage, I can get my nails done, but I can't go to a tasting room, even if it was maybe a private party. And the reality is I don't even know if that's true, because things seem to be changing.
Well, I think it's also county by county. So depending on what county you're in and what color code that county is or where they're at, you can do this, but you can't do that. You might be able to do this in a week or so, and that seems to be changing day by day. I think, folks are trying to make the right decisions. Yeah. But I think no matter what the governor does, right or wrong, some people are going to love what he does, right?
Sure,
and they're going to go,
absolutely.
hey, yeah, he's doing the right thing. He's keeping people safe. Other people are like, oh, he's trying to stop business, and he's trying to stop us from doing business and opening up our doors. So you're not going to be able to please everybody, no matter what you do.
Well, and I don't think I would hate to believe, and I don't, that the governor is trying to shut businesses down, right?
Yeah.
But that is a side effect of what's going on,
right?
And not just in our state. That's across all states, right?
Oh, totally. Yeah.
I was just reading a report in specifically around the distilled spirits industry across the nation. they are estimating at least a 41% drop in sales across the
Really?
United
Wow.
States. Yeah,
Almost 50. Then.
yeah, they're saying that it was who did it? It was a Distillers Council of the United States, right? Discus. It did this survey. I believe we were part of that survey where they reached out to a
Distilleries.
few hundred distilleries,
Right. And
and
said,
to
hey,
see
what are you seeing?
what's going on, right?
Yeah.
And I think a third, or no, I think the majority of distilleries had actually furloughed up to a third of their employees.
sure.
You know, sales are down.
Yeah.
So it's and now the election year is upon us, right? And at the end of this year, the excise tax break that all of us have been enjoying for the last 3 years, which takes for craft distilleries, the tax per proof gallon that distilleries paid, it took it from $13.50 down to $2.70 a proof gallon, which allowed for all these craft distilleries to really flourish and gain some traction.
Right. Be able to do business and make some money.
And that expires December 31st.
Oh, it does.
So if we don't know, I know there's a lot of lobbyists right now fighting to make that permanent. And it's not across the board, but it's for the craft distilling industry across the United States trying to make that
be able
permanent.
to be profitable.
Right.
Yeah. To be able to make some money off their product.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it allows for the smaller guys like us and other mom and pop shops, if you will, actually take their spirit or take their craft and turn it into something that they can live on and pay other people.
Right.
If it goes back to $13.50, I think there might be, it's my opinion, but there might be a lot of people that are in trouble because of that. So,
I would think so.
Yeah, it changes the whole game, right? It changes it back to what it was, but a lot of people who have gotten into the industry in the last 3 years
aren't built up enough.
They don't remember. They don't remember what it was like to pay. I remember what it was like to pay $13.50 a proof gallon.
Lot.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot. Like you thought you made a good day, maybe a pallet of something goes out to your distributor, and then you look at the tax bill and you're like, oh man.
Yeah.
You know.
Who am I working for?
Right. So it's hopefully. So I think all of us have our eyes on that. And,
Why wouldn't you?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that only
see what
makes
happens
sense.
next. Yeah.
Well, we're going to be right back with more with Greg from Gold River Distillery here, and just a bit on the Rex Show podcast. Hang on. And then, do you want to do the hand sanitizer, and we'll talk about that?